luxury cruise vessel making a stop in Freeport. Maurice Moore Primary celebrating the school's patron, and a well-known youth leader to be honored.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Happy Valentine's Day all. I'm Megan Shepard. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping news, the Ministry of Tourism and local harbor officials welcoming a new cruise vessel to the Freeport Harbor today. The vessel sails from a lucrative market, and officials are hoping that one day soon the vessel will be able to add Freeport to its itinerary. Italia Hall reports.
The Aurora was built in Germany and was officially launched some 19 years ago. The ship was built specifically for the British market. Captain David Pembridge says the ship can hold 1,800 passengers, and 98% of the passengers are from the United Kingdom.
It has the features that everybody loves from the British market. We have British food designed for the Brits, British entertainment, and all of these beautiful public rooms, which you'll see when you go around the ship now. We'll give you a little tour. But she is a firm favourite with the British market, and probably the most popular ship that we have.
He says the Bahamas is a beautiful country and is one of their last stops in the Caribbean.
The voyage, it's been an adventurous one. We've been out for 6 weeks from Southampton. We came across, first of all, and went up the Amazon. 1,000 miles up the Amazon River into Manaus, and then back down, and then since then we've come north and around the Caribbean, calling in probably around about 20 ports, I think. And at the moment, as I said, this is our final port here in the beautiful Caribbean before we go back to the winter in the UK.
Plaques were exchanged between the Aurora, Freeport Ship Services, the Freeport Harbor Company, and the Ministry of Tourism. Assistant Manager at the Ministry of Tourism, Corenda Swain, says she's pleased that they decided to choose Grand Bahama as one of their stops.
We're always excited to have guests come on our shore, and we are even more excited to know that many of them, this is their first time visiting, and so far from what we can see and we can hear from the feedback, that they're having an awesome time.
Port Director Orlando Ford says the ship is a Carnival brand, and he too is pleased.
Unique opportunity. We know Carnival has been pretty supportive of Freeport and intend to do a lot of good work here in the future. So, we're happy to have them. 1,699 passengers today, so a good day for Freeport.
Italia Hall, ZNS Network News.
A big celebration taking place at the Maurice Moore Primary School today. The school body, along with education officials and elected members of Parliament, taking time out to honor the school's patron. Jay Philippe was there.
Many gathered to celebrate 20 years of academic excellence at Maurice Moore Primary School. Teachers, administration, and students honoring the school's patron, the Honorable Maurice Moore himself, for the role he played in paving the way for so many Bahamians. Minister of Education, Honorable Jeffrey Lloyd, joining in the celebration. He says the former parliamentarian, cabinet minister, and ambassador will forever be a hero in the eyes of many.
The gentleman who has made the Bahamas in which we live and abide and have our being this day possible by his unmatched bravery, commitment, and dedication to the freedoms we now take for granted, young people. The Honorable, Most Honorable Elijah Maurice Elijah Moore. It's a great honor, and I promised Mr. Moore, despite the unconscious schedule at the Ministry of Education, that we would be here in Grand Bahama to celebrate this more than auspicious day with him and for him.
Among other special guests at the ceremony was Speaker of the House of Assembly, the Honorable Hudson Moultrie.
Any person, male or female, who has the courage to stand up against all odds, to make the type of changes that we have seen in the Bahamas, to cause the type of development that our nation needs, is no ordinary man.
He says Maurice Moore is an example for every young Bahamian.
The Honorable Maurice Moore represents a historical moment in our nation. He is an education in itself. Because from humble beginnings, he represents what all of us can achieve if we put our minds and hearts to it.
Maurice Moore, who served as Minister of Labor, Human Resources and Training, as well as Minister of Social Development between 1977 and 1997, says he's honored and considers himself very fortunate to be recognized for his many accomplishments.
I am humbled beyond measure that this school almost 20 years ago was named in my honor by the then Prime Minister Freeport Alexander England. I'm happy and grateful that the honor has been bestowed on me during my lifetime so that I can play a part in the development of this fine institution and the potential it has to positively impact the Commonwealth of the Bahamas and in particular the children here on Grand Bahama.
Principal of the school, Tammy Ellis Elliott, says she thought it fitting to recognize the Honorable Maurice Moore on this special day.
We have a living patron in our midst, and I thought what better way to celebrate someone who's alive. It's a great honor to have him living and lives in Grand Bahama, and I just thought that we should have done something grand today, and we surely did something very grand in honoring him today. And he's very active around the school. He just brought in a patron who gave us 285 tablets for the school, and that was very significant because, you know, in this technology age, we need those tablets to help us, you know, to chart the course in education, and I thought it was a good gesture. He always calls to find out if there's something that he can do or be a part of. We just love him.
I'm Jay Philippe, ZNS Network News.
Education, the Honorable Jeffrey Lloyd, during today's speaking engagement, also highlighted recent efforts to increase the uses of technology in the public school system throughout the Bahamas. The minister says over the course of the next few months, students and teachers will be on the cutting edge of technology.
Yesterday we signed a $3.3 million contract to digitize the entire educational system in the Bahamas. $3.3 million. We are starting, of course, right here in Grand Bahama, New Providence, with the pilot schools. And over the next 18 months or so, every single one of these little ones are going to have a tablet in their hands. Each one of them. For the benefit of their instructions. And teachers, you can give yourselves an applause because each one of you will have a laptop in your hand for your use.
In news from the crime beat, police in Abaco are investigating an armed robbery that occurred overnight. Reports are that around 11 p.m., 3 men wearing masks and armed with a handgun, cutlass, and knife injured a resident on South Side Road in Murphytown and robbed the occupants of cash before they made their escape. Now, if you have any information that can help police with this investigation, you can call them at 367-2560, 350-3109, 911-919, or call your nearest police station. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Stay with us. There's more news right after this break.
Don, you know, one thing I can say about him, of course, I've been in the customs for some 44 years and 6 months, and known him as a businessman, and you couldn't find a more honest and community-minded and person who did everything he could to ensure that he operated in an honest manner. And there were times when he would notify us in the agency about items that he may have found that was accidentally put on his container. And unlike perhaps some merchants that would want to capitalize, but he actually would call the agency and let them know about it. And this is the type of person